In the public mind, the origin story of coronavirus seems well fixed. In late 2019, someone at the now world-famous Hawaiian seafood market in Wuhan was infected with a virus from an animal. The rest is part of an awful history still in the making, with COVID-19 spreading from that first cluster in the capital of China's Hubei province to a pandemic that has killed about 146,000 people so far. As of April 17, the world has reported around 2.2 million cases and around 550,000 recovered cases. Unfortunately, the contagious disease has no treatment or vaccine. However, we can slow and possibly even stop the spread of COVID-19. COVID-19 spreads mainly among people who are in close contact, within about 6 feet, for a prolonged period. Spread happens when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks, and droplets from their mouth or nose are launched into the air and land in the mouths or noses of people nearby. The droplets can also be inhaled into the lungs. Recent studies indicate that people who are infected but do not have symptoms likely also play a role in the spread of COVID-19. It may be possible that a person can get COVID-19 by touching a surface or object that has the virus on it and then touching their own mouth, nose, or eyes. However, this is not thought to be the main way the virus spreads. COVID-19 can live for hours or days on a surface, depending on factors such as sunlight and humidity. Social distancing helps limit contact with infected people and contaminated surfaces. Coronavirus has eliminated the face-to-face communication and increased the virtual communication, where schools were totally closed resorting to virtual learning using specific applications. This pandemic played a major role in eliminating the communication skills of people depending on the technology as a source of communication. Quarantine is essential during social distancing as to prevent the spread of the disease, and if necessary curfew will be held. Coronavirus eliminated performing the religious rites. The sudden economic turmoil caused by the new coronavirus is highly destructive. For example, the travel industry is an indication of the losses that hit the economic sectors. Fears of infection on the aircraft and the closure of countries to its borders caused a major blow to the aviation sector. In response, airlines have reduced flights sharply because they are trying to maintain operational and financial viability, and have also laid off employees. The measures taken by countries to combat the spread of the disease, such as closing borders, isolation and quarantine, are important to saving people, but they will make matters worse for the economy, and they will close one economic sector after another. Big shifts in stock markets, where shares in companies are bought and sold, can affect many investments in pensions or individual savings accounts, ISAs. The FTSE, Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Nikkei have all seen huge falls since the outbreak began on the 31st of December. The Dow and the FTSE recently saw their biggest one-day declines since 1987. Investors fear the spread of the coronavirus will destroy economic growth and that government action may not be enough to stop the decline. In response, central banks in many countries, including the United Kingdom, have slashed interest rates. That should, in theory, make borrowing cheaper and encourage spending to boost the economy. Global markets did also recover some ground after the US Senate passed a $2 trillion, £1.7 trillion, coronavirus aid bill to help workers and businesses. But some analysts have warned that they could be volatile until the pandemic is contained.